What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to the VIP Lounge, where you gain value, impact, and purpose. Today, I want to talk about something that we don't really discuss, something that I realize affects everyone, but we don't really pay attention to it because of assumptions. Assumptions are the mother of all confusion, as you know. Because of lies and belief systems, we tend to think that other people understand or resonate or connect with our thought process or our way of doing things or lifestyle, right? But I realized that as beautiful as diversity is, it is important for us to be sensitive to other people's thoughts, their feelings, and even their beliefs and practices. I will give you an example. So the other day, a fellow sister shared a joke about people with albinism in our WhatsApp group chat, and a lot of people, especially people with albinism themselves, were offended. And this girl literally didn't understand why people were getting offended. Because in her mind, when she came through with the joke, it was just made to make people laugh initially and to just say, guys, look at what the rest of the world is doing or saying about you. But it wasn't supposed to be too serious. It was a light-hearted joke, right? So going through the messages, the texts that people were putting in the group, I realized that sometimes we generalize things. We not just generalizing disability, we generalize situations, we generalize feelings, we generalize practices, beliefs, and thoughts. And it really opened my eyes and taught me a lesson that assumption really does affect us because we think that sometimes because we've had the same experiences, it's automatic we understand each other. I realized that, for example, let me use this example. Somebody can do something and they wouldn't even think that you need certain things. I will give you this really good example. So I am a public speaker, right? And many events I usually don't get paid, but I do expect transportation. So because a lot of us are just used to inviting guests and we think that, providing lunch for them is good enough, you know? Yet you actually need to go the extra mile and provide certain things for that particular person. So I've learned to not work with assumptions. I've learned to communicate directly and be honest about how I feel and what I want or what I need. This is not the time to be shy or to be timid or to be too respectful, if I can put it that way. Because when you don't communicate openly and honestly, that's where the confusion starts. That's where the assumptions begin, and then things are just blown way out of proportion, and then just broke your telephone because you were not open and honest enough about something that you didn't like or something that you needed. And I've learned that you can still communicate your thoughts and your feelings, your needs, but with respect, in a respectful manner. That is one thing that we still need to do as people, and I believe that we just need to learn to be sensitive and think. Try and imagine ourselves in the next person's shoes. Okay, if I am calling this person to do this for me, if I were them, or yeah, if I were them, what would I require? And then communicate with that person and say, hey, I am proposing that we do this way, or you communicate and say, hey, I didn't like how you did this, or I didn't like how you said that. Because how do we improve relationships if we don't communicate? There is power in communication. There is power in also disagreeing, but in a loving way. Sometimes we tend to overpower a conversation or a situation and say it's either my way or the highway, and it's not supposed to be like that. We need to learn to accommodate other people and just really get to know and understand. Sometimes it's not what it looks like. You could think that this person is okay, life is great, but many people don't look like your problems. Sometimes I know for myself, people think that because I'm on YouTube, I make a ton of money, but I don't even make that much money. It's just about the passion that I have to speak to you guys and raise awareness regarding multiple disabled people like myself. So it's okay to let people know the real truth. It's okay to express yourself. And that is what I really just wanted to share with you guys. Don't be afraid to speak your mind. Just be mindful about how you're doing it. And if you need to go to classes or training on how to communicate better, do it. If you need to go to therapy to help you to be able to get to that point where you can openly communicate your feelings, your thoughts, and all that stuff, then do it. And sometimes we sympathize and empathize with people without actually knowing that we are hurting their feelings. Sometimes in life you can do something from the goodness of your heart, from the deepest parts of your heart, and that action is not well received because at the end of the day we are different, and learning to be able to be comfortable enough to be transparent, to express yourself, learning to be able to be confident enough, because I also think that confidence is also another issue. We can build relationships and grow relationships by simply telling the truth, by simply addressing certain things. It's not just about knowing your emotions, understanding them, and also knowing the time, place, or environment to address certain things. It's really important to do it in a loving manner. So that is my message for today. I hope you guys were inspired and I hope that you learned something from this video. And please do let me know in the comments how has being open and honest helped your relationships and how did you get to that point. I realized that when a lot of I tolerated a lot of things that I didn't like because of trying to understand the next person, and then I realized that no, sometimes it's also necessary for me to push for me to be understood as well. And sometimes that people do things not knowing that what they're doing is actually affecting you, but also knowing and understanding that not everyone is out there to get you and hurt you and destroy you. It's just sometimes people don't know the right way to express love in a way that you can receive it and understand it and also reciprocate. Understand people and their patterns. So that is what I have to share with you. I love you guys deep and I will see you in the next one. Bye!